Why, hello there! Long time no see. I've been on vacation for the past little while. Sorry I accidentally kind of killed the channel. I just forgot to upload the videos I had. But today, I'm a happy guy. See my smile? We're all smiles up in this bitch. Because today we're talking about a situation that is near and dear to me. So some of you might actually remember the video I made on Rooster Teeth. I think it was probably 6 months or maybe 8 months ago by now, where I was talking about how sad I was about everything they're doing because I knew they were gonna shut down soon. I just didn't know when. And then sure enough, literally a month after I made that video, they shut their doors and that was it. But now, as of last night, I just got word that they are coming back, baby. Woo! So basically, the whole clusterfuck of events that happened to make this happen is Warner Bros. Used to own Rooster Teeth because they acquired them some years ago. And then, Rooster Teeth, as we know, eventually ended up getting shut down, which was sad. I was a sad guy. But recently, one of the original founders from Rooster Teeth that founded that thing like 20 years ago, he came back after leaving, I think it was in like 2020 or 2021. It was like relatively a few years before Rooster Teeth closed its doors forever. And he basically came back, did the Giga Chad move, flexed his big financial muscles, and bought the brand. And I've actually seen a lot of different emotions when Rooster Teeth announced it was coming back. You know, some people were happy to have their childhood heroes coming back to light, and other people were sad that this company was coming back. Now, the people that were sad are part of the group of people that looked at Rooster Teeth like they were the Antichrist, like they were the worst thing on the planet. Rooster Teeth was like the child that God should have swallowed, you know? And honestly, I could see why they had an issue with that. I mean, Rooster Teeth had its problems, that's for sure, even with its influencers that it had on the front of the company, but also in the back end with how it treated staff. And feeling negative emotions towards the company for those reasons, I think is totally justified. But the reason I'm happy is because this is more or less a fresh start. You see, since the company disbanded, all the employees have been fired, which is terrible, obviously, but now that Rooster Teeth is back, they can restart and build from the ground up. A big draw to the company back in the day for me was the content creators that they had. And with this whole Rooster Teeth being reborn thing, I honestly feel like that they're going to go back to their roots. They're gonna bring in all the original content creators, at least that's what I think is gonna happen. And then we'll kind of restart this whole beautiful life cycle we got going. And maybe that's optimistic. That would be a totally fair criticism. I'm usually pessimistic, so this is brand new to me. But from an audience standpoint, and this is a little armchair CEOing here, I think they were a little overextended. They wanted to dip into a little too many things all at once. They wanted to get all the sauce at the party. And then, like Hitler, they overexpanded. Now, this will be nice because they won't be owned by anybody, at least as far as I know right now. It's currently only Burnie Burns, which is one of the founders, and I believe his wife that owns the company right now. So what this means is that they essentially won't really be handcuffed by anything. Usually what happens when a company acquires another company is that they start making cuts. No, you can't do this, you can't do that. And they basically handcuff the company. Now that the company is back in the hands of one of the original founders, I don't think that'll be the case anymore. And I think they'll learn from their mistakes of getting acquired by another company. Now, speaking about learning from mistakes, one of the things I'm hoping happens is they learn from their mistakes of their past content. Now, what I mean by that is the content they made in the last few years before they're shut down, maybe like the last 3 or 4, maybe if you're stretching it, it wasn't that great. It was a little rough around the edges. You could really see its time. It was a little dated, and it just wasn't the most enjoyable to watch. Not to mention the personalities in the video weren't the most engaging compared to what they used to be. Mostly because they were completely different people. So I'm hoping that since Burnie has been out of the company for a while, he's kind of taken a step back, has seen the bigger picture of Rooster Teeth before it fell. And I'm hoping he learns from that and takes the company in the direction that it used to be in. Another thing a lot of people, and myself included, had with the company and its content was how politicized the content was. Now, for me personally, I don't really care if people mention what political party they're associated with. You know, if you're a fucking liberal or conservative, I'm not gonna be all pissed off and stop watching your content. But when content gets so politicized that, you know, communities and audience members start getting outcast for believing in a certain thing or following a certain person, I just don't think that's right, because we are already so divided, at least in North America. I don't know if it's the case in Europe exactly, but in North America specifically, we are so divided. You know, you are either one side or the other, and you're supposed to hate the other side. It is very rare to have a center in politics. Now, I don't want to get all political up in this bitch because that shit is awful, and like I said, or I'm about to say, it's everywhere. Politics don't belong in content. I can say that with 100% certainty. Certainty? So I'm hoping that they take a different route and they don't alienate their audience. Now, I do realize that they started to do that because the audience members started getting super aggressive in the comments and stuff like that, but honestly, I think at that point, you just have to kind of get a thicker skin, and obviously that's easier said than done. I'm not in the position where I'm getting millions of comments a day telling me that I'm fucking stupid for doing this, or, you know, stuff like that. Thankfully, not yet. So maybe my perspective is a little skewed, but I'm hoping they don't politicize the content. And also, I'm hoping they learn to kind of update the content a little bit, maybe bring it back up to the times. Rooster Teeth, if you're looking for a new content creator to host for Achievement Hunter or something like that, I'm your guy. You want some alcoholic looking redneck on your team? Bro, I'm right here. Hit me up, please. The company hasn't made any announcements yet on who's coming back and who's not. I'm assuming there's going to be some staff members that probably don't come back that were pretty prominent on camera and stuff because it's risky. It's risky coming back to a channel with a reputation like that, and I'm sure most people career-wise wouldn't want to risk it. But then again, there's probably some diehards on Rooster Teeth that would absolutely come back at the drop of a hat because they love the company and they love the people involved. Now, I'm just excited to see where this goes. I'm really hoping, praying, dude. I'm not religious, but I'm praying that the old company comes back to its roots. And maybe that's just wishful thinking. Maybe that's the nostalgia in me speaking. But I hope it happens. Nothing wrong with optimism in this day and life. Thanks for watching, guys. You can expect some more videos now that I'm back, and I'll see you soon.